Lando to Red Bull. It was bound to happen, wasn't it? The rumours that someone wanted to poach Chuck Norris Jr. I always thought it would be the Totinator, but now reports have surfaced showing Lando's manager talking to Mr. Red Bull himself, Helmut Marko. I'm not sure what his job is, but he does seem to be the boss of something, doesn't he? Either way, he was seen talking to Lando's manager recently before the British Grand Prix. Norris went on to be voted driver of the day at said British Grand Prix after finishing second in the most unexpected show of pace from a car since Jensen Button decided to give that brawn a go back in 2009. On the flip side of Norris's pace is Sergio Perez's recently rubbish qualifying, failing to make Q3 again and having to cut through all the non-Red Bull backmarkers to make up some points, making the podium only once in the last 5 races, all of which was won by his flying teammate. Pressure on Perez can only have increased now that Marko has sacked DeVries for Ricciardo over at AlphaTauri. With the likes of Gasly, Albon and Kvyat knowing how quickly your Red Bull drive can become an AlphaTauri or Toro Rosso or whatever they want to call the B team drive recently, or relatively recently. Would Lando join as Supermax's number 2? I think he would. While McLaren has improved, it seems some way short of the Red Bull power, and Lando would obviously realize that he would have the chance of winning a few if he joins the colourful cows. Marko was recently heard stirring things up as usual when he told Austrian outlet Kleine Zeitung, and I quote, "Lando has a contract with McLaren until 2025, but he's by far the best of the younger drivers." End quote. How Marko, Horner and Pirelli got poor DeVries fired. That man again, Helmut Marko, is a gift that just keeps giving when it comes to news, isn't it? It's no secret that Saint Nick was struggling at AlphaTauri. It even seemed that he was trying to take out poor Magnussen a few times. I'm sure it wasn't intentional. But a very few people saw him getting sacked after just 10 races. The problem is, it seems, Daniel Ricciardo. His impressive pace anyway. When Danny Boy was finally allowed to drive the all-conquering RB19 in a tyre test at Silverstone for Pirelli, he seemingly impressed Horner so much that it led to poor DeVries getting the boot. And I quote the Planet F1 article. Sources have told ESPN that Horner called Marko an hour or so into the just to tell him how impressive the pace was. Marko called back shortly afterwards to tell Horner he had just fired DeVries. End quote. It is rumoured that poor Saint Nick's manager then tipped off the press and forced the Bulls to admit what was happening. So how good was Ricciardo in the test? It's rumoured that he would have qualified second in quali with the time he posted. Red Bull are known for their brutal treatment of underperforming drivers, and Marko has said that DeVries showed no improvement over his 10 races, failing to trouble the scorers in that time. Marko was quoted as saying, "We had to do something. Why should we wait and what do 2 more races if you don't see any improvement? Nick's a very pleasant guy, but the speed just wasn't there." End quote. Brutal. Sergio Perez must be having dreams of Ricciardo bunting him down to the B team, stealing his Red Bull drive the same way. Surely not even Red Bull would sack someone who is second in the standings, would they? Nope, they would. I'm kind of surprised they haven't already, with a poor run Perez is on. Headlines: Horner's barbecue not too spicy. Apparently Christian Horner organized a good braai for the drivers at his home, but only half of them showed up. Wonder if Lando Norris was there and what the rest of them even said to him. Williams have unveiled their special livery for some 3 races later in the season, after running a vote on their website to decide what it would be. I'm happy to say the one that won was the one I also voted for. Hamilton still hasn't signed an extension at Mercedes. With only 6 months left on his contract, he still hasn't signed a new deal. Speculation is running rife, but options are few. Red Bull wouldn't sign him due to his, let's say, strained relationship with Supermax. No point in going back to McLaren with the Papayas opting for younger, cheaper options, and that leaves Ferrari and Aston Martin, with an Alonso-sized blockage in front of the latter. Interesting. Some memes for you to enjoy. Hope you have a good time looking at them. No race this weekend, but soon we'll be going to Hungary. And then we'll see what pace the Papayas really have, and if someone can finally stop the Red Bull machine. And that's our video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please think about subbing, unless of course you're not intelligent enough for such frivolous activities. God bless, please share, and goodbye.